and Mr. Sunshine. Na 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 na. Katamari on the sweet.
Hello everybody, weebrabbit here, and welcome back to our LP of We Love Katamari. In the previous episode, we did a level that was at the zoo. That was pretty fun. Then we did a level that had to do with like a little race course and, rolling up a bunch of race cars and stuff. That was also pretty cool. This time around, we're going to dive in and see what other shenanigans we get up to. And of course, if you were here last time, we said that we're also going to touch upon what we think and what we would like to see from the Zelda movie that's supposed to be in the works. So we're going to touch upon that. Of course, I say we because I'm not alone. Terrific is here. Say hello, Terrific.
Yo, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Young Giraffe, because I do have a long neck, and we won a giraffe hat last episode, so it's fitting. So yeah, I'm here as always, and doing some Katamari things.
Nice. Cool. So again, I'll leave it to you. Do you want to do the mini sumo, crane hat boy, the grandma, bookworm, or snow child?
I kind of want to do the crane hat boy.
Yeah, he just looks like a character, right?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, 1,000 Cranes. You know that little thing about 1,000 Cranes, right? The little story about it.
It's not at the front of my mind, so I'm gonna need a refresher.
Okay, well, we'll see if they mention it. If not, I'll go over it when we get in there.
Story time.
All right, let's see what he says. What? 4-4 already? How quickly the time passes. Are we behind the times? I just noticed he just doxed us. He said what day we're recording this on. That's really weird, actually. That's actually really weird. What the heck? We worry Katamari Damacy worries. Oh, the prince. We want to ask you something. What's hot these days? Huh? Origami, cranes, 1,000 paper cranes. Sigh, how would you like to us? Your Highness, you're so sexy. Sexy. This year, it's not about biotechnology, no. It's all about origami, we think. 1,000 paper cranes, that's the killer app. Very hot, very cool, we think. Alrighty, let's roll it cool. Okay, so I don't think he's gonna mention it. So as we're loading up, yeah, basically there's like this little, I don't know if it's like a little myth or like what you would call it, but in Japan, or maybe it's China, forget which one, maybe they both have it. The point is, origami, it's from some of those, Asian cultures, and they have like this little story that if you can if you can fold 1,000 paper cranes in, a single night or like a single day or something like that your wish will come true. So that's why it's like a little thing about like, oh, paper cranes and like, roll, I was about to say rolling up again, god damn it, that if you can roll 1,000 paper cranes, your wish will come true. And so that's like a thing, and I feel like there was, I remember, and I saw it somewhere, I want to say there was like some anime where they were trying to help somebody roll those paper cranes because I think they were like sick, and so they wanted them like, oh, well, maybe if you like roll, why do I keep saying roll? God damn it! Maybe if you fold the paper cranes, maybe you'll get like healed or whatever because they had like some disease, and so it's just like a little it's like a little story. You know what I mean? I've seen it in a few places, and so I think that's what it's alluding to here. That little story about the 1,000 paper cranes. So I think that's where they're like, oh, you have to fold the 1,000 cranes or whatever. I think it's alluding to that little story. So Pretty interesting. Yeah, pretty interesting. Yeah. So speaking of wishes, right? Since we're talking about wishes, let's dive into what we had said for the last episode. So, if you remember, do you know that Legend of Zelda live-action movie? It should be underway, or it's going to start, pretty soon to be in production over at Sony. So, my question to you was, two-parter. What would you like to see them adapt? What would you like to see on the big screen from a Legend of Zelda live-action movie, I guess? And then what do you think they might do, though? Because obviously, maybe the stuff you would like to see isn't what you think, they'll do, realistically. So let's start with, what would you like to see adapted? Maybe like what story, what characters, what stuff, you know what I mean? So let's start there.
Okay, so what I would like to see adapted, it's probably on their radar anyway because it was super popular, but I would like for them to adapt Majora's Mask just because in terms of gameplay, it's one of the most unique games, and it also is a pretty darker story. It's a darker story too. So, you can get those, heavier themes in there for the adults while also making a kid's movie still. Just saying I would love to see the transformation when Link puts on the mask, because you can just tell when he puts on the mask in the game that, he almost looks anguished from it, whether that's from having, the souls of the people and the memories, merging with him, or the process of his body actually transforming. It's, just the cinematic of that would be fantastic. And yeah, no, I mean, that's pretty much it. And also just, I want to see that giant moon, that ominous looking moon just on the...
All right. Now, I missed that part. Did you say, you said that's what you would like to see? But
Yes.
did you also say that you think that's what they might go with? Or you said like, no, that's just what
I don't think that's what they're going to go with, but just with how popular Majora's Mask is, if this live action movie does go well, I could see them doing, it's not like the Minish Cap or Four Swords Adventures, those more lesser known games that probably won't be adapted anytime soon. That's what I mean. I do think if the movie goes over well, it will be adapted at some point. I just don't think it's going to be the first one or two that they do.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's a pretty decent segue into
before that, let's say what else? Let's a few options. So Majora's Mask is one that you would like to see. You're thinking, hey, it's popular enough, we might see it. I'll have my thoughts on that in a moment. But what else? If you had to pick like another game, what else would you like to see them adapt?
Dude, I know I'm gonna sound like a normie when I say this, but you gotta put in Twilight Princess. I mean, you just have to. Mostly just Midna as a character is just fantastic and is arguably the best companion that Link has ever had, especially with her character and how they've intertwined it into the plot. It would just be good. She'd make a good sidekick. And also I want to see when she loses her imp form. I want to see that too. Like
I don't think the world is ready for it. I don't think the world is ready for Impa in either form. I mean, Impa. I don't think the world is ready for her in either form. I think that's too much, man. I think the world, it's not ready for that. It's a little too much, man.
I mean, you're right. The world can't handle it, but we just need all of that just in our face. We have to just dive in and be exposed to it.
Oh my god. That's too funny. That is too funny.
But yeah, I mean, similar reasons. Its plot's very
solid. Only got like 650 something. Wait, well, okay, hold on. Wait, let me see. Oh, he says yes. I guess we didn't need to get the 1,000 then. Okay, so we did fine. Okay, good. Okay, so you would like to see Majora's Mask or Twilight Princess. Majora's Mask, because because you said like the stories are so different. That would be cool. You would love to see the transformations. And then Twilight Princess, same thing. The story's just really cool, really dark, really mature. Midna, of course, is an interesting, awesome sidekick. All right, hold on. Let me just read this real quick. We'll get back to that. He says, we really played hard too. Such skill we showed in Origami. We folded everything. Dreams, minds, winds, time itself. All with this golden right arm. Oh, a Katamari out of nowhere. We apologize. Our little crane on the brain. We only got 65%. I don't know what Origami was. The cranes. I feel like we had got a lot. Like I didn't really see a lot of them. I guess they were inside different rooms or something. Huh. 652 cranes. That's so not enough. Oh look, there are paper cranes left everywhere. Here's one. There's another, and over there too. Someone should look for them a little more seriously. Poor little girl stuck in a hospital. See, that's what I'm talking. It's about the story about someone in a hospital, and yeah. Your Highness, you don't need to apologize. You didn't do anything wrong. I should have done the work myself, but counting on Katamari, Damacy too much. This is nowhere near enough, but better than nothing. I'm sure it'll make her feel just a little better. But she lives in Mongolia. How am I going to get those cranes to her? Oh, I know. Let me put this Katamari up in the cosmos. That way she can see it from anywhere. Cool. So that's okay. Cool. What was I gonna say? Oh yes, that hospitalized Nebula. Really? That's weird. Hospitalized. That's great. Yeah, he's talking about his friend. That's some time. That's a little story about someone being sick, and they make the cranes to make them feel better and get over their sickness or whatever. So that's fun. Fun little reference.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did that. What do you think you'll actually see them do? What do you think, like, realistically, they might put in actual movie?
Realistically, there's a reason why I didn't name it, but realistically, I believe they're going to go with Ocarina of Time.
That's like the most popular one. I can see that too,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, it's the most popular one, and if you think about it from just a franchise standpoint, it sets up the three timelines, and you can easily then branch off into whatever different universe that you want to do and have the different timelines. And so, yeah, it's just a very good setup. I mean, of course, ideally, my second pick for what they would probably actually do is the original Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think they might do either the very first one,
yeah,
or something heavily inspired by it, or like Ocarina of Time. I feel like either one is probably what they'd go with.
But the problem is that I don't want to give them, especially Sony. I mean, I guess they didn't do that badly with Sonic, but I don't want to give them that much free reign because it's just those older games, you know, they just didn't have as much depth as the later ones. So I would really like them to just have a script that they can, you know, have the game plot that they can use, just turn it into a script, just minimize them screwing it up as much as possible. And I think that if we give them too much free reign with the first Legend of Zelda, they might mess it up. It could go well like Sonic, but I can also see it easily going the other way.
Yeah, and especially like I said, because of how it's Sony. Sony doesn't have the best track record. They're kind of weird with their movies. They're hit or miss, so it is pretty iffy, right? Hey, look, we found one of the cousins already.
Oh, hey.
We're a little too small to get them, but at least we found them already. That was pretty easy.
I mean, we're not small enough to roll up a sumo wrestler.
Yeah, for some reason, he is the Katamari this time. Like, everything is sticking to him, which is really weird. Like, what the heck? So, for me, I agree. I think that something Majora's Mask would be very cool for them to adapt. Yeah. I think something like Twilight Princess would be very cool for them to adapt. I don't know. Let's say, like, okay, they are going to do something like original, right? But it's definitely pulling from places.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would hope they have, at the very least, I want to see then, I don't know. I want to see, like, a lot of characters then. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see, you know, Impa as, like, a warriors type of thing. I want to see maybe some sort of Zelda that's also, you know, kind of like a Sheik sort of thing. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I want to see have Malin somehow, right? Some sort of Malin character. That would be pretty fun. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of all these things I would like. You know, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. There's all sorts of things I like to see, you know, little things like that. I think realistically, like you said, I think they're either going to do like Ocarina of Time, the first game, or something that's just like a mix of like all sorts of stuff, maybe. I could see them doing that too. Just something that's like really like original, but you can tell like, okay, it has inspirations from, you know, Ganondorf. That's kind of like the one from Ocarina of Time, but then you know, maybe they have an Impa that's kind of like the one from like Skyward Sword, maybe, right? Like a warrior type thing. And I don't know. I can see them doing that.
But I don't want them to do that because if they just try to shove in all the popular stuff into one movie, on top of minimizing the franchise, because we can't use this game because, you know, we've already stolen the character from this and put it into this. It would just be too weird. And again, we're giving them too much room to screw up. And I don't want them to screw up a franchise like Zelda. Like, come on, man. You gotta crush something like that.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, the bad thing is, you know, when it comes to video game adaptations, that's what they kind of tend to do. They don't really go like, oh, we're gonna like follow this one game's plot. It's always just kind of like its own mishmash inspired by sort of thing, you know what I mean? So
yes, but I think with Zelda they would have to use a game, because if you think about the other live actions from, you know, video game video game adaptations in the recent era. We have Detective Pikachu, which was taking Pokemon and putting it in, in a more normal world. They weren't going fighting gyms. It was basically like normal society that happens to have Pokemon in it. So they went with that, completely new. That that can work. Sonic, they just took Sonic and put him in our universe. That they made that work original.
Yeah.
I don't see how that could fit with Zelda because you can't take Zelda and put him in our natural. I'm sorry, you can't take Link and those characters.
You really
and put
said
them in
Zelda.
our
God
universe.
dang it,
I
man.
know.
That is silly.
I know. You can't take Link and just put him in our universe because that there's too much of a disconnect.
Oh, I mean, I don't think they're gonna do that, but I'm saying they could put him in any sort of fictional composite Hyrule, though.
Yes, they could. What else was I going with? And yes, they could do that and just put him in some composite Hyrule. But I don't think that they could do well with it. I really don't. Because if you look at the movies that have done well, they've either integrated the characters into, a normalcy of our society, like Pokemon Detective Pikachu, or they just took the character and stuck him in our universe and had him fighting external forces from our universe, like Eggman in the Sonic movie. And I don't think they could do that well. So yes, I guess what I'm saying is that either they do a composite Hyrule with taking different entities from the different universes, or they just plug a game plot into it.
So you talk about how the strongest thing of all was heart, all this good stuff, and then when he transformed into the thing was the guy itself. So he just threw that sumo into the sky. That's really weird. It's called the Wind Planet. He is the planet now. That is very crazy.
Because he's probably breaking wind. I get it.
No, that's stupid. No, that's stupid.
Oh.
I was gonna maybe if you had said because he's so fat, he's its own he has his own gravitational pull. That would have been a much better joke, but
Well, I was capitalizing off of wind.
Yeah, what part? Where was wind mentioned?
Well, it was the wind planet, so I just
win.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Win, and I made a pun off of that, like breaking wind instead of breaking wind.
No, that's bad. I'm sorry, that's bad.
Oh.
So yeah, he sees that the dad's all upset. He's like apologizing. The dad's just looking at the little trophy. Oh. Yeah, I guess he's having his perhaps I was too harsh on you sort of moment. You know what I mean? All right. So, I mean, that's going to be a turning point in the relationship, I'm guessing, right? So we're going to see what happens next. I'm always kind of interested. I wonder, will we see the grandfather at some point, or is he like dead by this point in the story? You know what I mean? Has the prince ever met his grandfather? It's kind of interesting, right? I'm kind of wondering now. Let's see. Let's do. All right, what do you think? Grandma, Bookworm, or Snowchild?
Let's do the grandma.
All right, you want to do the grandma. Very nice.
Oh, yeah. Get that guilt action.
Oh, gosh. All right, let's see. What do we got? The prince's hair is boring. So not fun. He says as he doesn't have any hair. That's interesting. You know there are options, don't you? The afro, mohawk, pompadour. Oh. We just remembered we had a pompadour. I mean, it's true, he did. We were the sharpest of the sharp. Those were the days. What? Excitement? You want excitement? You're talking about a pompadour, yes? It's far too late now. And she says, your highness is avant-garde. He's like, avant-garde. Alrighty, so starting now, let's roll it Vanguard style. Okay, here we go. I don't know, I'm kind of disappointed. I was hoping we would get a little... Oh, I hope we can unlock a little pompadour as a hat. That'd be kind of cool. A little pompadour. That would be pretty funny.
It would.
You can say pompadour
later.
If you see, he's just spun out pompadour over and over. That's pretty funny. All right, what do we gotta do this time? Alrighty, let's roll here. It's nice out today. The prince is hiking. What does he want? 12 minutes to do 12 meters. Wow, it's kind of big.
Nope.
All right, let's see if we can do it.
That's what she said.
Let's see if we can do it. Is that what she said? Let's see if we can do it.
Well, that too.
And then I'm like, nah, girl. Disappointment. Me disappointing you. That's the name of the game.
Oh man.
Oh boy. Yeah, I love the little alarm. Like sometimes it's something that like isn't gonna do anything to me, but it's always like the alarm of like, watch out, there's something coming, and it's like nothing. I don't know what's up with that. It's always just kind of silly.
Yeah.
All right, so Zelda. I think we both kind of want similar things.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, what about like bosses? Do you think any bosses you would like to see them adapt?
They have to do well. Geez, there's so many iconic ones though. I would basically just have to name my favorites, and you know, like I don't know what do you think the most iconic Zelda boss is, other than Ganondorf or Ganon? I think no, Ganondorf is his human form, right? Or I guess or Ganon, his beast form.
Yeah.
Those could be.
And those are both pretty. I mean, they are different, right?
Yeah.
So those are pretty iconic. What else is pretty iconic? I'm kind of blanking on them at the moment, honestly, but
Yeah.
what is pretty iconic?
Trying to think, and it depends, because you know, if Link is in his child form or his it'll be adult form more than likely. So I guess they could still adapt it, because I was thinking of in Ocarina of Time, that first boss that you fight in the Great Deku Tree, that one parasite. And I was like, oh, well, you have to be a child, because just adult Link using a slingshot would be weird. But then there's other games where adult Link has a slingshot, and it still looks weird, but...
I don't think it looks that weird, honestly. It's just a tool, whatever.
Yeah, but just seeing, you know, this powerful warrior just whip out a slingshot.
Well, yeah, he's so badass that he can use the slingshot like a pro to kill an actual, like, friggin' monster that's like 10 times the size.
You know what?
That's how cool he is.
All right, you know, fair enough. You
that's right. Me. That's right. You shut your mouth. How did I say you shut your mouth? Like, jeez. I don't know.
For the rest.
I know, right? For some reason, I cannot like think of any bosses at the top of my head. Like, I have them in mind, but I just can't think of them for some reason. I'm like blanking out on them.
Iconic Zelda bosses.
Yeah, if you can, look it up real quick so we can maybe talk about them.
Ooh, let's see. I'll just give me like a top 10. Top 10 Zelda bosses. Number 10. Bongo Bongo.
Oh,
he
God.
uses his hands and he bangs a drum.
Oh, God. But is he the size of a normal human mother? So what were you referencing?
Oh, I was referencing like I can't think of the channel name, but he does like the top 10s of like weird and creepy stuff, and he has that weird voice that he does that I was trying to imitate.
Oh, the guy that does the creepy videos. What you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I was referencing.
That's how he talks. Is he the one that goes like number 10 is chilling? Isn't that the guy you're talking about?
No. He like the way he talks. It was literally the way that I sound is like number 1. The Burger King foot lettuce guy. Maybe.
Yeah, the guy goes like number 10 or whatever. Burger King foot lettuce. That guy.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, because there's that guy, and then when you said creepy, there's like this guy that he still makes videos. I don't know if the other guy you're talking about still makes videos, the Burger King foot lettuce guy. But there's this guy that he like does horror content, but all the stuff he covers is so like cheesy. But it's like, you know, he makes videos for embryos, right? And so basically he goes like, number 10 is chilling. And he makes it sound all like serious. It's like, dude, it's like not that scary. Like, calm down. It's like super like silly, you know what I mean? And then the one I was making a reference to, you gotta look it up. There's this guy that he was like a Sonic creator. And he made a video for Valentine's Day about the top 10 Sonic girls. And oh my God, you have to watch the video. It is hilarious. It's like super like cringy. It's like so weird. Like all of the little comments and like his like criteria for why they're top girls is like so weird. Like for Amy, he says like she has 3 arches of hair and wears a pretty pink dress.
Okay.
And it's like 3 arches of hair? Like okay. And then he's like oh my God, what is he talking about? I'm trying to remember. You've played Sonic Riders, right?
Ooh, maybe. Let me.
The one where they're on like the little like flying boards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm
Okay.
pretty certain.
You know how the antagonists there are the Babylon rogues, right? Which are like those birds.
Uh huh.
You know the bird girl, right? I think her name is Wave. I think the swallow. I think.
Yeah.
So he goes like, oh, because she's like super smart, almost as smart as like Tails from the other team, and again, I don't remember what his criteria was, but it was like really weird. And he goes, I hope we can see her take wing. Like that's how he talks. His commentary is like so weird. He's like, I hope we can see her take wing. And then the one I was talking about, the one where he says the size of an average human mother, it's Vanilla, Vanilla the rabbit. And he says that, yeah, because she's motherly and because she's the size of an average human mother.
Okay.
So that's his criteria for why she's one of the top Sonic girls, like why she's hot, basically. So it's like
the problem.
It was weird. He had like a weird. It sounded like he kind of had like a mommy kink because he like talked a lot about being motherly, but then like he would say like, she has nice arches of hair. It was like the weirdest thing, man. It was like very strange. His criteria was very strange.
The problem with those types of videos though is that I don't like them because like all of those girls are like 12 to like 15, so I'd really rather not consider which one is mommy material.
I don't know. He had not like mommy material. Like he would just say like because she's motherly.
Well, yeah, but just also
which was different. Like he never got like that's the thing. Like he never even got lewd. It was like weirder than that. It was just very strange, his criteria. It almost made you kind of say, I kind of wish you went in that direction, so at least it would be more normal. Like it was weird. It was like a different type of weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was funny though. Like because she's the size of an average human mother. Like what? What does that mean? And because she has a very pretty pink dress, so she has 3 arches of hair. It's like, okay. I don't know, man. Oh, then like his number 1 was Rouge because she can seduce all the boys, and it's like,
okay,
okay, but like, are you jealous? Are you saying that you wish you could do that? Like, what is the criteria here? It was very funny, man. You gotta look it up. Watch, just look it up. It's like top 10 Sonic characters, like video. If you can find it, it's gonna make you laugh. It's so weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's only one reason why people like Rouge the bat, and it's actually 2 reasons. And
yeah, her very big ears.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was gonna go with her wings, obviously.
I mean, they're not that big though. It's her ears that are pretty big, But I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
She has some nice assets, obviously, So
Yeah. Yeah, no, she has a pretty buxom personality.
Yeah, very well-rounded, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, one of his compliments was the fact that she had 2 love interests, both Shadow and Knuckles.
I never really got that, but I guess the only thing that I can really
Wait, which one? Either one, or is there like one you don't see it?
I don't see Shadow.
I don't really see Shadow either, honestly. I was kind of surprised by that too. I feel like some people ship them, but I don't really see it. I see them more as like they're just like a team, like they really are. Her Shadow and what's his name, Omega. I've always just seen them as like this team, right? Like they're just like homies. That's the way I've seen it.
Yeah, I mean, and frankly, I don't really see Shadow with any love interest. I just don't get those types of vibes from him, I think he's more like I'm just here to accomplish my goal,
Yeah, he's not talking about his pompadour, in case you just saw that. He said we can get more places. That's what I was trying to do. What's up with this pool? Let's see. Yeah, I've never really seen it either. I feel like Shadow's just kind of yeah, he's just kind of like he's very like mechanical. He's very like he's barely like trying to get over his edgelordness, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So I don't really see it either. Sometimes people like ship him with like Rouge or like Amy and stuff. I'm like, I don't see it. Like that's kind of a weird one to me.
Yeah, if anything, I could see Knuckles, and in fact, what was that one Sonic TV show that used to come on like, what was it, Channel 30? Do you know what I'm talking? It came on like the basic cable, like on Saturday mornings. Sonic, let's see, Sonic TV show. I guess there's been a couple.
I don't know. I mean, just describe the show. That'll
Sonic
probably be a little
X. There we go.
Oh,
do you remember Sonic X?
Yeah, I got you.
I think, again, I haven't watched the show in a while, but I think they did make Rouge and Knuckles a little flirty. I don't know. I could be misremembering.
I mean, I think it was the same thing. I think they kind of shipped them. You know, I mean, like they kind of teased it. I think is all.
Yeah.
I think that's the farthest they've ever really gone. I feel like they just kind of tease and like ship people a little bit, you know, to like a degree.
Yeah.
I think that's basically as far as it gets. The one that did have like a canon thing was Tails, surprisingly. Cosmo, that like weird plant alien girl. That was like a really interesting thing. Yeah, that was a really weird one.
Yep, I remember that.
That was interesting, I guess.
It is.
You know what's a character, since we're talking about characters and cartoons and stuff, a character that I'm sad they might like never bring back from Sonic Prime, no, Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom. I liked Styx, the badger or whatever. She was weird. I liked her. She was funny. Did you ever see Sonic Boom? You know what I'm talking about?
I did. Unfortunately, when Sonic Boom was a thing, I think it was. I feel like it was a pretty popular show. It was just I was out of that age range, you know. I think I would have liked it had it came out when I was a kid.
I mean, I never like watched all of it either. I just like seen clips here and there, but I know of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I guess what I'm trying to say is that if I could find it, if I could play it, like it'd be a show that I would play for both me and my kids to watch at the same time.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I would put on to kind of get into because I think it did well. I don't know why they ended it. I think it to make another Sonic.
Yeah, I think that's when they made Sonic Prime was the next one. Sonic Prime was alright. The only thing that bothers me, I think I had a good premise. They don't visit enough like worlds. Like, the whole point is like, oh, it's Sonic. He's like in all these different worlds, right? Each world has like its own thing going on. But then like he only ends up visiting like, from I remember, he only ends up visiting like 4 different like worlds at most. And it's kind of like that's kind of like crappy. It would have been interesting to see like all these different worlds and how the cast is in all these different worlds. You know what I mean? He only visits like 3 or 4 of them. So it felt very underutilized. Where it's like, oh, I would have liked to have seen more because he visits like you know, obviously there's like, you know, Green Hill Zone sort of thing, but it gets corrupted and becomes like this like dystopian city, right?
Yeah.
Then he visits like a world that's like very like just nature, right? Like it's all trees, and the bad guy there was, oh man, we only got like halfway. Crap. Okay, hold on, let me just skip through this real quick. All right, you know what? I think we're going to save that for next time, actually. So let me just put quit.
Oh, okay. Well, here, before you end off the episode, I will say this. I did see like an episode or so of Sonic Boom. Yeah. And the biggest travesty is what they did to freaking Knuckles. Like, they made him a meathead.
A little too much. Like, I think it was funny, but I think it was a bit too much. Like, I think if it had been like, dial it back, it's like an 11. That'd put like a 9, it would have been fine with me.
Like, I don't know, man.
I like it because Knuckles doesn't really have personality except like, ooh, I'm angry. So I liked it. It was something different, but it was a little too much. I agree. Like, they should have toned it down like a little bit, and I think it would have been perfect. All right, but this is where we're going to end it off. So if you guys like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you, Triffy, for being here.
Yeah, man. No problem.
Yeah, and next time, we'll try to redo that level because we only got like halfway. So we'll try to, you know, do better next time. So, you know. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.